Oh, Aaron, but at least you had a walk this morning, didn't you? Well, a couple actually, as we've been moving equipment about. But you still got so much energy. I wish I had energy like that. Well, I better get on. Oh, welcome to the village of Blickling in deepest Norfolk. And today, the weather, it looks okay to do some harvest. It's a little bit damp in the air at the moment. I wouldn't normally harvest, but because we've got this in place now, we've got the dryer, I feel confident of drying the, I think it's rye we're going to be doing today. Drying that as we bring it in. Our system here is quite simple. We've got one of these bins I'm going into with the green barley. That's the barley off the field. Through the dryer, then it's going to be in one of the other bins after it's been dried. Now we do try and dry all barleys we bring in. Anyway, I better go and get the combine. I've got everything else down at the field. I'm going to be starting with number 8. That's the new field. There shouldn't be that much on there because it hasn't been fully fertilised. If you remember, I took that over not so long ago because that one is going to be a grass meadow. I'm going to be going like hell to try and get everything done. Just start this up. I'll go into third. Yeah, it's nothing higher than third. There we go. I better put the beacons on, and I better put some lights on too. It's a bit dull. Shouldn't be any traffic about, but you never know. Down this road here, the line just at the end of this farm entrance is very quiet indeed. There's nothing. Well, there is the factory up there far end, the bird's eye. But most people seem to go to that from the other field down past the football pitch. But we'll just have a look now. It's okay. Now the beauty of today is we're going to get some crops in, and I've been waiting a long time for this. As you know, we've only got a short period now, 3 periods to get it in, which it should be more than enough time. And to come out of character, I'm using seasons, 6-day seasons. Now each day, game day, is actually 2 weeks in real life. So as you can see, I'm running at normal time. I think in 2 weeks I'd have all these fields done, and normally I'd wait until dinner time before I even started to harvest, because they'd be due on the crop still. Autumn, always due on, but I want to get on now. Well, time is getting tight now. You see the other stuff on the left here. The JCB with the trailer on has just been left just off the field, just aside the road, because there's not a lot of room on here now. I hope I got it. Now I'm actually going to back up out of the way. Just need to check and see where. Well, I was going to back off out of the way. Looks like we got caught on something, so we'll leave it here. Put the brake on. Get the PTO in. I must be caught the other side. And no, we're caught slightly on this trailer. I'm just going to move this forward. I'm going to move this off the field as soon as I can, this tractor. I will actually need it for other jobs, but this is quite clever. It's done this automatically. Now, it's going to be canted over a bit on the side, but Let's not worry too much about that. Yeah. As soon as we've got a couple of laps done, I shall be moving that out of the way. Normally you would go around the opposite way to the field to keep the you'd normally go to keep the tube in the empty pipe in, but we got no real need to do that. I'm just waiting for this to open up. Let's see if we're there now. Oh no, it's not there yet. That's just I don't know if there's two there, is there? No. Oh, come on. We had unfolded you. I think that's playing silly beggars. Oh, let's have a look, see what... Ah, that hadn't finished unfold. That's why it takes its time. Now I'm trying to do everything properly. I've been watching Mark DuPont again. Always a mistake for me. I start thinking I can do it the way he does. And there's not a hope. Well, I'm going to do about 4 laps around first to get the headland, get a good headland in, and then we will start going. I should imagine side to side, east-west, looking to shape the field. I don't matter whether we start at the bottom or the top end. I'm not expecting a great deal from this field. That just should be down in a second. Just to keep the revs up. Well, just lift the header up as we just back up a bit. I don't want to back up too far, for obvious reasons. Right, what shall we talk about today? Well, first of all, 19's on the way. I will be continuing with Blickling for a little while into 19, because at the moment I've got one series I know I'm going to make. I got an idea for a second series, but I need the right map for that. The first one can be played with any map at all. But the second series I will certainly need the right map, and I'm hoping that either OldBor here, OldBor would be perfect with his Blickling. If that comes out, I will be doing a series on it again. I've done a series on the 15th version, the 17th version, and I want to do one on 19th, provided OldBor makes one. I haven't spoken to him for a while, so I don't know what his plans are, and I just have a horrible thought. Yes, we are. No, I need the straw, so I'll tell you what, we do one lap, but in the chopping the straw, and the next one I want to swap it, I want to keep it. We need plenty of straw, but we should fill our barn up good and proper with straw and have some left over at the end of this. So we've got these two fields here, 8 and 9, and you can see 9 next to us. Now we're very tight to the edge here, so we're going to have to just turn. I can't really back very far here. I've got to back a little. We will make this right when we start doing the up and downs anyway. You see, it's not a lot going in off this field. It only had one, I think one, possibly 2 levels of fertilisation. Not good enough. But we took it, when we bought the field, that's almost ready for harvest, so it's a bit late to do more than one level. Yes, I was talking about 19, wasn't I? Yeah, this will keep going for a while. Museum will keep going. The challenge will go until we're done the full 2 years. And Motorsport Manager will keep going until I win the Formula E World Championship. So I will still be doing that in 2050. There's only one thing, because with us just laying the chop straw down on this lap, I haven't got to bother to wait for the combine to empty fully before bagging it up. Cause I'm going to get big heaps anyway when we come to the straw. Oh, how are we doing? Oh, we're coming down the third side. Well, the fourth side was really, if we count where we started, it's halfway down the first side. And we only got 38% full. And no, I'm not, although I said about doing Mark DuPont, I'm not going to attempt to Mark DuPont. He's far more talented than I'll ever be. I actually got the wheel out today. You might notice that the steering wheel in the combine is a lot smoother than it has been of recent times. But I'm going to make this too a slightly longer episode. I'm going to try and get the biggest part of this field done. Harvest. What we don't get harvested, I'll do off screen. I'll do 9 off screen as well. Between you, me, and the bedpost, I might well automate that, but that one's full AI to do the other one. Well, it's awkward until you get a couple of headlands done. On this map, this is a typical British map. This is a real British map. Everything that can be is collidable, and it's cropped right up to the edge of the field. Now that is a British map. If you see a British map, I know what Aldridge did, but Aldridge was done mainly for courseplay, to make it courseplay friendly on 15. But see, a British map, especially one which has got a wide edge between the hedge, whether it's collidable or not, and the growing area, is wrong. We use every inch. We have to. We only got a small island, which is the reason we grow to the max. Now I'm just going to come out here and just find it should be that one. I will have a look in a moment. Oh, yeah, I missed some. That won't do. I'm just going to cheat and come out of cab. Yep, we got straw. We have straw, mate. Right, now I was talking, in the intro, or the start of this, that I've got the dryer, and that dryer, by the way, is not part of the map. That's just something I added, just for a little bit of fun. It doesn't do anything, it just looks the part. But it brings me to the subject of, and I'm just waiting to, yeah, it looks like it's finished. I actually want to go this way, not the other way, that's better. So I pressed the reverse and I hadn't. Yes, it brings me on to moisture and grind. Now, I know best on barley. I spent over 35 years working at a maltsters on intake. And one of our important things to check with moisture of barley. Now, for storage, it will store under 15% or around 15%, but you're better off getting it down about 12 for long-term storage. And our maltings, we can store certain barley for a year plus. We have to store enough so we got continuation of malting capacity all through the year, all 12 months. And if you think about it, your first lot of barley will be coming off the fields June, and you'll be finished normally August, September. Your winters will come off first, of course, then your springs. So even say September, we've got to get around to following June, and you can't use barley, you can't malt barley very well until it's been aged a bit. It needs to rest in the bin before it germinate properly. It's no good just trying to make malt with green barley straight off the field. It won't work very well. You'll make a malt, but not a very good one. Just wait for that to finish off going. Yeah, can't see any dust coming at the back, so it must be right. No, I happen to like this combine. This is quite an old model. This one. This is a 580, I think it is. So it's a Lexicon 500 series. The most people you notice who do these series are using the 700 series. I use them on some, but I happen to like this old one. I used to use the 500 on Old Ridge for 15. And actually it had some neat tricks which this one hasn't got, if I remember right. Or at least one of the class I used there. It had little cameras on, so you could actually look at the end of the header. And also have a look at the back, so you could switch between camera modes and stay in your cab and see exactly what was going on. How are we doing now? Anyway, we're on 84%. I think that's soon what I think about emptying off. Yeah, I talked about drying. Now, for farm, I know as most of what we didn't want was farmers to use dryers. We hated it when they used dryers, because the one of the problems with drying is unless you're gentle with the grain, only dry it gently, you kill it. Now, for malting, it has to be alive. Yeah, it sounds like it's done. You can actually tell on the engine new on this whether it's done or not. And this is going to be a big heap here to clear up. Just watching now, see how far around we can get. We may make we might make 2 laps actually, which is ridiculous. It's about ours. Yeah. We prefer farmers not to dry. I know I'm drying in this. I'm different. And we like having the grain almost straight off the field, the barley straight off the field and into our care almost immediately. And the first thing we do when we get it in is we dry it. No matter what the moisture says. Even if it says it's already 11-12%, it still goes through the dryer. One of the things we want to do is mix the different barleys up, from the different farms up into the same big bin, so you get a bit more consistency when you're making malt. I'm just watching the anyway, 98. I think we'll stop here. I'll put the brake on. Switch the head off and get out. Never get out when you've got the header running, because you should sort of come past there and stumble with that running, there's not going to be much left of you. So always turn the header off, and actually for real safety you turn the engine off, but you need the engine to run the outlet pipe, especially if you're doing it solo as I am. I keep forgetting how big the fields are on Blickling. Now this is going to be a great grass meadow. It's going to be bigger than at least 2 if not 3 of the meadows we had put together. And it's going to be close to us, it can't get in there, so everything's in the way. I had to park it right in the hedge, as you can see. I'm just going to turn all the lights off and stuff. I ain't going to want the lights on to go in the field. Now hopefully, yeah, that's in gear. Now we're going to go around the block, and I'm going to take that If not take the other one off the field, I'm going to put it in a slightly more sensible place when I actually unload the combine. Oh, I might need to get this sheet off, I think. I think the sheet's still on. One thing I don't think I got on 19, which I'd love to see, and I wish that mod was still about from 15. So you could actually adjust your mirrors so they're usable. One of these mirrors should be looking straight at the top. Be adjustable to look at straight at the top of the trailer, so you can actually see in the seat where the top of the trailer is, and whether you actually got the spout in the right place. So yeah, no, I'm just gonna just come out again. Yeah, that's alright. I haven't actually put the spout out. So I'm going to guess where it is. Don't think this is going to be too far out. Back over to this. If I had put the spout out, I wouldn't have had this little run around to do. You can see how the spout is here, and this is because what Mark uses, Mr. DuPont uses to see how full he's getting. The window at the back here. I don't think there's anything you can actually see easily in here. No, there isn't. P. I don't think there's any. No, no IC on this. So it's well, but you can see how close you're getting just by looking at the back there. But I ain't gonna do it. No, normally in fact I will. I'm gonna switch the tractor, but I don't want this thing running. It's wasting diesel. You have to keep this running just to discharge properly. Just bring the pipe in, drop that down again. Just wait for the revs to build up. Come on then. That's better. Looks like we're in the wrong gear. We're in 1 and it didn't like it. I haven't got the revs programmed in on gearbox. Again, I'm not that clever. I'm just going to get just past the vent, and I'm just going to move that out the side so the dusty thing isn't canted over at a funny angle. Just wait for it to. Sounds like it's done it. Back up. I hope you're all impressed. I haven't actually crashed into anything yet. No, I should never say things like that. You know what happens, don't you? Yeah, I crash into something. Oh, so I was talking about moistures and drying. And did you know that in Britain in malting we use 2 different, well 3 actually, different moisture methods or calibrations. One is, the main one we use is ISO, International Standards Organisation. But for malt we also use the Institute of Brewers for British malting, so it is a way of determining moisture. And there's a third way, which is, I'm just going to move that tractor now and here. I'll just lift that up. Again, remember to take that out. Which is the absolute. But you can't do that on intake, because there's a bit of a mess there, won't we, huh? So a bit of back off. I just feel happier if this thing is on the flat. That's better. It should be well enough out of the way there. Yes, that looks better. Yes, which is the absolute, but you can't do that on the intake because means you need a drying oven and at least a 4-point place scale. And when I say 4 place, I mean it measures to 4 decimal places. It's a flaming accurate. And you're measuring such small amounts. We actually use some 6 places in the lab where I used to work. Well, the lab staff did. I wasn't allowed near them, and they were actually put on to stone pillars, which were sunk through the floor of the lab into the earth, with a large concrete base on them, so they didn't just move. No vibration wouldn't affect them, and they had, as well, a full case covering them, a glass case covering them, so that breeze or just breathing on them couldn't affect them, and it would. They were that accurate or that delicate. Anyway, I was talking about that. About drying. We used to like seeing barley coming in about 15% moisture. 15% was 1 pass on the dryer. 15 and under. You get to about 16-17%, you'd have to run the barley round again. So to have at least 2 passes on the dryer, sometimes 3. We had taken up to 25% moisture on a bad year, but you're risking it a bit there. Could well actually already be rotting a bit. Oh, and do a little thing on barley and moisture. Yeah, that's it. Doesn't take long to empty this one off the chaff. Yeah, one other little thing. If you dried too quick, you killed it, but it took about a week or 2 for it to actually show on a phytoscope stain, which is a tetrasodium salt solution at temperature under vacuum. You cut your grain in half, slice the germ in half, and you had a look at the results. I think that was in the machine for about 15 minutes, and you took it out, had a look at the results. If the germ was nice and red, it was alive. If the ectosperm was starting to go a bit pink, it had some pre-germination, and you didn't want it. But what would happen was the phytoscope would still show grain was alive up to 2 weeks after it had been killed in the dryer. So you had to be very, very careful. Grain coming very dry, you used to look at that very closely indeed. There were some awful tricks played by, one especially comes to mind, a large brewer. I'm not going to mention the name of the brewer, but we used to make what was known as toll malt for them. Toll malt was, they supplied the barley, and you malt it for them at a certain price, but will betide you if the amount of malt they got back was less than they expected, and that you could work it out. So much you allow so much for the moisture in there, because the barley would come about 12% moisture. Your malt would go at about 2.8% moisture. So you'd make allowance for that. You'd be allowed up to about 10-12% screenings in it, and so there'd be an allowance for that. You should, if all goes well, because of the allowances and the way it's been stored, you should actually do slightly better than the brewer would be paying you for. You'd still supply them with all the malt you made with that barley, because that's their barley after all. But we had one, say this large, and it was one of the large firms, brewery firms in Britain, and they were big, who were going to shut this store down local to us, and we were taking in some toll barley, and we couldn't figure out why. Because the first lot we made, we couldn't get the yield, couldn't get the amount we was expecting. We were about 5-10% short, which meant we had to make that malt up. So we would do some more, and we had a little thought about that. Boy, did we ever think about that. We checked it coming off the back of the lorry when it's tipping, and there was a high instance of screening to come off the back. Now this is in the days we used to sample, not with those modern vacuum samplers you see about every mill and maltons and grain store has them now. This was before that. You were hand sparing, and if you hand spared, shall we say, by the end of the day you pushed the spear all the way through the grain to the bottom. You just couldn't do it. And part of that, you didn't sample the last 6 inches anyway. So we had a little thought about the problem, why we're getting the high screen, and we had a call from a rep of a company which had a vacuum, doing an early vacuum sampler. And this one was very simple. It's an old vacuum cleaner engine motor, and a long hose and a long pipe with a straight forward end, just an open end to it. So we asked if we could borrow it, and if we could borrow it and it worked, we'd buy one. Or more, sales more than that. He wasn't just a salesman, he's the owner of the company. This was a very small company just set up to make these things. So next time one of these lorries came in with this on, I pushed this thing right in as hard as I could, then start the motor up, and then measured. And didn't sample the rest, I just measured this one we got, and we were getting somewhere around 25-30% screenings. And we found out, after we complained to the brewery, or the brewing company, they checked in and they found out that the store had a load of screens they wanted to get rid of, and they were putting about 3 or 4 inches of screens in the bottom of the wagon, and then putting a good grind on top. Great fun. Now I can bore people for hours on stories on malting. Well, this is the last time I'm going to go around, so I'm just going to get on to that. I think the next one. So we go down next to 7, the edge next to 7, and we start going up and down. And we're getting through this field. It's going to take us a little while off. So I will be doing a lot of this off screen. Yeah, I spent most of my life in, well, part of the first 9 years, working years, from when I left school at 15, working in the agricultural industry, never on a farm. I've never worked on a farm. This is the nearest I ever got. Doesn't it show? Well, I worked first of all in an animal feed mill. Rank Hover's McDougall's. I don't know if the company still actually exists, or who owns them now. But they were a massive food company, both animal feed and human food. And that times you had a job to decide which was which. Right, what I'll do is level this off, then I'm going to get this onto my good friend GPS. So I want this. I think it looks about level there. Let's just try it with the brake on. I've come out of cab to do this, and it's quite noisy. So no, right. I think we're about there. Hard to tell. I think we're. Well, let's have a look. Yeah, we'll go with that. Right, back in the cab. That's the one. So I know now. I know which it is. No. Right. That should be cruise. That should be brake, and well, away we go. We should now be following the GPS. Maybe going a bit quicker like this because I ain't got a drive thing there. I hope that it's the right width. Looks like it. Oh, we're getting full. We're on 93, 94. Oh, we may have a little bit here to tidy up at the end of it. We will have. I'm just going to stop here. And we're just going to empty off whilst we're somewhere near the tractor. Yeah, we're going to have to just go try and go back and do that if we don't trample it in the meantime. God, this wants a wash. Oh boy, does this want a wash. Now, I bet this upsets a lot of people about keeping the vehicles clean. Now, I'm someone who's not so worried about keeping the vehicles clean. I like having a certain amount of muck on my vehicles. And even I will admit to this, is getting a little bit too much. It's actually getting hard to see out the screen now. I reckon most of this will get lost. There we go. There and there. Now this should actually fill this up, so we will take this back. We'll take this load back to the farm. And we've still got another 20-25 minutes to go. So I'm going to make this a long one. I think you should suffer because I haven't been able to make videos. You might as well suffer for it. I'm kind like that, you know. I'm a bit of the sheet on. Do like the animation on this. It makes it look like someone is putting the sheet on. I think you can't do it out a cab, but there we can't have everything. I will put some lights on because it's still a bit dull here. So this would be the side we'd be going up and down all the time. I like to have and I actually chosen the long edge, which is good. Which shows I've been thinking about what I'm doing. I won't be bothering to get the rake on this because I think there's, even the stuff I've done freehand is further enough apart that even I can't get that too wrong. Now I will use this tractor too on the baler arm. So in fact I might just change over tractors once we go back. So I've got this one ready for the baler. Once we've done both fields. Do both fields and I'll bale up. Then we'll go down and do the others, which is 1, 2 and 4 I think. There we are. Brake on. Just tip it off first, and I'll swap over tractors. Don't need the path where we're working. We'll put the sheet, but no need to put the sheet on because it might be a bit damp, but it's not that bad. So I'm gonna swing this around in the yard. Put the brake on. Unhook and then get back in the cab again. I put this one away. I know I'd be better off putting it on the wash pad, but if I do it won't get washed, it'll be just taken off again. Now we'll pick up the 3000 series. There's a baby. Yes, I like my JCBs. I am happy that there are some in 19. Not as many as I hoped. I hoped the 3000 would have kept in. What? And I'm not too worried about losing the skid stairs. A lot of funny thing is I normally don't think of JCBs and skid steers, but they're doing some road works just along from where I live. And one of the vehicles they're using there is a JCB skid steer. Well, I think that's a mistake getting rid of the telehandler. But there. I would like to see the telehandler and the 3000 series, this series tractor in. So we've got the 3, 4 and 8. But who knows what Piddle will be making. Right, let's get back onto the field. Oh, we'll just put the lights on again. No, we're now drying this first load. That's an auto dryer system. You set up roughly what moisture you want. I usually set about a degree more of moisture than I actually want. I set the maximum temperature for it to run at, so it gets close to the maximum temperature, it automatically switches off. Then you just set it running, nice slow speed. There's the tar dryer, so it starts at the bottom and trickles down. We had bed dryers, continuous bed dryers. The tar dryers are considered better. I know I want to just do whilst I'm just thinking about it. That's it. Something CFR we got. As you see, not that far so far though. We should be alright, but you leave this here, take the lights off. Oh, didn't switch the lights off. Oh no, should have checked on the HUD of course. I've that fancy HUD on there which shows me what lights are on. There's Roy, looks a bit like a mixer between wheat and barley. It's got the whiskers of barley that stands straight up like wheat. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back and just do this little bit here. I just check they're still on. Yeah, there we go. What I will just do is turn around and just come and do that bit because I don't like sitting at this. Rather a lot of crop to waste. And although we share a bit with our Scots brethren and our Yorkshire brethren, and I understand from species of Canadian brethren, us in Norfolk, we're not quite as mean as some of those make out, but we don't like wasting money. Yeah, we will just do this bit. There we go. Because I want to use a small header on this. Well, I could use a lot bigger header. I reckon I could get another metre, yard or 3 foot to those who don't speak metric. Now this might really could do as being raked up here, but I shan't bother. I shall do the best we can. And I'm going to try, I think that's Chris who suggested using the bale picker up, multi-bale picker up from the add-on pack. I may well try that. Can't remember if I actually got that enabled on this one. I'll go up to the end now because we're that close to the I think we're close to this end and we are to the other now. Oh, talk about Mark and Chris. I see Chris actually doing farming on Mark's multiplayer. Mark the Pont, that is, of course, for those who don't know. Always worth a watch, is Mark. He doesn't do anything during the summer because as he says, he works 6 months a year. He's in the tourist industry, which means 6 months a year, and during that time he's working like hell. But yes, the winter to do what he wants, and most of that is playing games, normally farm sim. Oh, we're doing 45. Think about windows. We'll see how close we can get. I think we just about got to our limit. I'm running out of fresh things to say, and I don't really want to keep repeating myself. Oh yes, I was saying that Chris was on that multiplayer. A star is born. You'll be making videos next, Chris? And I can tell you now, it's a great hobby. I enjoy myself making these. They may not always sound, especially when things gone wrong. But I really enjoy it, and it gets like a drug. Well, it is like a drug to me. If I can't make a video, I get all sort of shaky, uptight, until I get a chance to make one again. Well, I think we're done. We'll go up again, and I think we call it for this one. Because I haven't left myself the full 4 headlands down on this bit. So it's a little bit more awkward here now. There we go. Let's get ourselves. Come on, come around. That's it. Oh, go. I'm not certain if we have got that set quote right. It looks a bit narrow to me. Never mind. We'll leave it. It's working. Alright, now we might as well start the wind down now. I suppose I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you like this all, please consider leaving a like. I'm not going to give you the bull about it helps me, helps the channel. The amount of views I get, that doesn't make too much difference to me. It makes me feel better if you give it a like. I'll give it a dislike. It's all water off a duck's what's it, as they say. If you're not a subscriber, yeah, go on, you know you really want to, go on, subscribe. Go on, make an old man very happy, or a happy man very old. Always get those two mixed up. Oh yes, if you've got any comments, questions, queries, suggestions, or anything else, I don't think this series it will be going for quite a while, but I don't think this is a series for making suggestions on, to be honest. I'm more like any of my long-term series. I just about stuck with what I want. I've got what I need. I've got a couple of JCBs. I've got a decent class tractor. Okay, an older class tractor, but it's still decent. And I've got a farm which is fairly well set up to what I want. But apart from that, if you want to talk about anything else, feel free to do so. Don't forget to watch the Mark the Pont or Species 7. Good mates. Both Canadians. Yeah, well, I have to stop mixing with the undesirable element now with the Canadians. Anyway, with that, it's me saying cheerio for now. Cheerio. I'm going to be in trouble now.